Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we distill potent insights from diverse sources, custom tailored for you. Today, we're diving into something that, well, it seems simple, maybe gratitude, but it holds some truly profound power. I mean, how often do we get caught up in, worries or chasing the next thing, or maybe feeling guilty if we're struggling when we think, I should be grateful? It's exhausting.
Yeah.
So what if actively practicing gratitude could actually be a shortcut, like a real path to a more grounded, joyful life? And not just wishful thinking, but backed by science and made easy for you.
Exactly. That's the focus of today's deep dive, the practice of gratitude. And it's really important, like you said, to be clear up front. This isn't about, ignoring challenges. It's not about slapping a fake smile on things. It's deeper. It's about fundamentally rewiring our approach, building resilience. And to really get into it, we've looked at a whole range of stuff. Guided meditation scripts, those popular gratitude apps, personal stories, experiences, and some pretty extensive scientific research too. There's this fascinating meta-analysis on gratitude and depression we'll touch on. So our mission today is to pull out the key insights, helping you understand not just what gratitude is, but how it actually changes your brain, your body, your relationships, and crucially, how you can actually start doing it, even with a busy life.
Okay, let's unpack this then, because honestly, my first thought is feelings are, well, they come and go, don't they? The idea that gratitude changes your brain. That sounds almost, a bit too good to be true. Is the science really solid here?
Oh, it's absolutely solid. It comes down to this incredible thing called neuroplasticity. The brain's ability to change, to reorganize itself by forming new connections. It does this throughout our lives.
Yeah.
And gratitude, it turns out, plays a pretty significant role in that process. When you consistently practice gratitude, you're literally, you're encouraging your brain to build different pathways, to shift its default settings almost. Like, for instance, expressing gratitude actually stimulates the production of dopamine and serotonin.
Ah, the feel-good chemicals.
Exactly. And it's not just a quick temporary buzz. Regular gratitude can lead to long-term improvements in your mood, your emotional state. It builds a more positive baseline.
So it's not just feeling happy in the moment, it's actually building a stronger foundation for feeling good more often that clicks.
Precisely. And there's more. When you focus on those positive feelings tied to gratitude, you actually dial down the production of stress hormones.
Right.
Like cortisol.
Okay, so less stress hormone floating around.
Right, which calms your nervous system, reduces that feeling of anxiety, promotes more relaxation. Gratitude also triggers a shift in, your cognitive habits. It helps train your brain away from automatically noticing the negative and towards being more attuned to the positive. It literally changes how you perceive things over time. And every time you feel or express gratitude, you're reinforcing those positive neural pathways, making happiness and gratitude easier to access next time. And, when they put people in fMRI scanners, they actually see gratitude lighting up key brain areas.
Really? Like which ones?
The prefrontal cortex, mainly, which is huge because that's involved in decision-making, emotional regulation, empathy. So it boosts cognitive function overall.
Wow. Thinking of gratitude as a workout for your prefrontal cortex, that's quite a shift. Okay, for someone listening who might still be a bit skeptical, what's the single strongest piece of evidence you found?
That would probably be the large-scale meta-analysis I mentioned earlier. It pooled data from, I think, over 26,000 participants. Huge number. And what they found was this really consistent, significant link. Higher levels of gratitude strongly correlated with lower levels of depression.
Yeah.
And this wasn't just, one specific group. It held true across different ages, different ways of measuring gratitude, different ways of measuring depression, whether the studies were just snapshots in time or followed people over time. It's a really robust finding.
Okay, a link across 26,000 people. That's hard to ignore. That really does make the case scientifically. But let's bring it back down to earth. Beyond the brain scans and neurotransmitters, what does this mean day to day? What other tangible benefits can you expect if you start cultivating this?
Right, connecting the dots to everyday life. The effects really ripple outwards. Our sources point to benefits across the board. First, let's talk mental and emotional well-being. We've touched on reduced stress and anxiety, better mood, but it also fosters optimism, increases overall life satisfaction. It can boost self-esteem, which is interesting. And it helps dial down those social comparisons, scrolling through feeds and feeling inadequate. Gratitude seems to buffer against that.
That's huge in today's world. That comparison trap is so easy to fall into.
Absolutely. Gratitude also builds resilience. It helps you bounce back faster from setbacks because you get better at finding, maybe not a silver lining exactly, but perspective. Lessons learned. It can increase mental clarity too, just by reducing some of that negative mental chatter. And as the meta-analysis showed, and therapy worksheets often highlight, it can help manage depression by gently shifting focus away from those negative thought loops.
So it's almost like mental housekeeping, clearing out some clutter so you can think more clearly and positively. I like that.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Then there are the physical health benefits, which might surprise some people. People who practice gratitude consistently tend to report fewer aches and pains, fewer minor health issues like headaches or stomach problems. Studies show it can actually lower blood pressure, and it increases something called vagal tone.
Vagal tone. What's that?
It's basically a measure of how well your vagus nerve is functioning. A higher tone means your body is better at relaxing and recovering from stress. It's linked to better heart health. Gratitude also seems to really help with sleep. Falling asleep faster, staying asleep longer, likely by reducing those racing thoughts at night.
Okay, better sleep is a benefit pretty much everyone wants.
Definitely. There's also evidence it can strengthen the immune system. And fascinatingly, it might even reduce the perception of physical pain. It seemed to activate brain networks linked to social bonding, which overlap with pain relief networks. Plus, people practicing gratitude often report making healthier choices overall, like eating better, exercising more, almost like they value their well-being more.
It's genuinely amazing how interconnected it all is. Feeling grateful helps your mind, and your body actually responds physically.
The connection is undeniable. And finally, there's the impact on your relationships and social connections. This is a big one. Expressing gratitude demonstrably strengthens relationships. It improves communication, makes people feel more supported. It also fosters empathy and seems to reduce feelings of aggression. There's this psychological theory called the find, remind, bind theory.
Find, remind, bind.
Yeah. The idea is gratitude helps us find good relationship partners, remind us of the value of the relationships we have, and bind us closer by motivating us to invest in them. And we saw this in personal accounts too, how practicing gratitude creates this positive cycle of generosity and connection within families, communities.
It really is fascinating how it's not just one thing, it's like a positive cascade effect touching so many parts of life. Okay, so if you're listening and thinking, all right, I'm convinced I want to try this, what are some practical, truly doable ways to start, especially if life feels really busy already?
Great question. Because it has to be practical, right? Luckily, there are lots of options. The key is finding what fits you. One of the most classic and effective methods is gratitude journaling.
Right. I've heard of this. I actually tried it once. But I admit, after a few days, it started to feel a bit like homework. Like, ooh, gotta write my grateful things. How do you make it stick?
That's super common. The trick isn't necessarily doing it every single day, especially at first. Consistency is more important than frequency. Maybe aim for 1-3 times a week. And the how matters. Don't just list things vaguely in your head. Physically write them down. There's something about that act. Think of it like tasting life twice, once when it happens, once when you reflect. It helps lock in the positive. And for effectiveness, get specific. Really specific. Instead of, I'm grateful for my coworkers, try it. I'm grateful Sarah brought me that soup when I was sick on Tuesday. See the difference?
Yeah, much more vivid, more real.
Exactly. Go for depth on a few things rather than a long, superficial list. Focus on people often brings more benefit than focusing only on things. Another technique is subtraction. Briefly, imagine life without something you value. It really counters taking things for granted. Also, try seeing good things as gifts, not just entitlements. And savor surprises. Unexpected good things tend to spark stronger gratitude. Simple prompts help too. List 3 things that made you small today, or 3 small things you appreciated this week. Maybe the smell of coffee, a warm blanket, a funny text.
Okay, those tips make it sound much more meaningful than just a checklist. Specificity, depth, people, subtraction.
Got it.
What about for people who maybe aren't big writers or prefer something more guided?
Yeah, great point. For that, guided gratitude meditations and scripts are fantastic. We looked at some sources like Jupiter Scripts, which offer short guided sessions, maybe 5 or 10 minutes. They focus on specific themes. People in your life, your health, your body, just being alive, stress relief, appreciating gifts like sight or hearing, or finding small joys. There are also mindfulness-based ones, like from mindful.org, that guide you to use your senses. Savoring what you see, smell, hear, touch right now, appreciating everyday objects. These are brilliant for cutting through the mental noise and just focusing your attention intentionally for a few minutes.
That sounds really calming and probably easier to fit in than finding time to journal sometimes. Now, what about tech? We live on our phones. Are there apps that genuinely help with this, or do they just become another notification to ignore?
A valid concern. But yes, There are some really well-designed gratitude apps. They can actually be ideal for our busy lives. They often provide prompts, which helps when you draw a blank. Many have mood trackers, send gentle reminders, not nagging ones. Some even offer guided affirmations, often making it feel like a bit of a game. Nice interfaces help too. And some let you analyze patterns over time. There's a huge variety. Some are free, like Presently. Others, like Reflectly, use AI for personalized prompts. Gratitude Garden is gamified. The 5-Minute Journal app is popular for quick entries. Happy Feed lets you add photos. There are tons. Free, freemium paid. Find one that clicks with you.
Wow, okay, so definitely an app for almost any preference. It's good to know those tools are out there and can be genuinely useful.
Beyond these structured practices, you could also weave in simple daily actions and mantras. Small things. Just start noticing when you say thank you. Make it more intentional, mean it more. Maybe pick one interaction each day where you consciously, genuinely express thanks for something specific. Use visual cues, a sticky note on your monitor, a photo just to remind you to pause and feel grateful for a second. You could even make a quiet personal vow to practice gratitude more. Pay attention to your language. Try using words like gifts, blessings, abundance more often in your inner monologue. Sometimes even just going through the motions, smiling, writing a thank you note, even if you don't feel overflowing with emotion initially, can actually help trigger the feeling. And simple mantras repeated silently can anchor you. I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for my health. Thank you for this day.
I like those small everyday actions. They feel less daunting, less like adding another big task to the list. And what about bringing others into it? Does sharing gratitude change anything?
It absolutely can amplify the effects. That brings us to social and community gratitude. You can share gratitude on social media thoughtfully. You can create a ripple of positivity, maybe inspire someone else, but also practice it with family. Go for gratitude walks and point out things you appreciate. Share one thing you're grateful for at the dinner table. It builds connection, creates a shared sense of appreciation. It's really powerful within a family or community.
So, see, there are just so many different avenues. It doesn't have to be this huge monumental effort. It's really about finding your rhythm, being consistent, and just opening your awareness.
Exactly. So to kind of wrap things up, what we've seen across all these sources is that gratitude is far more than just a fleeting positive emotion. It's a practice, a powerful tool that can literally rewire your brain, boost those positive chemicals, lower stress. It tangibly benefits your physical health, blood pressure, sleep, maybe even immunity and pain perception. And, crucially, it strengthens our bonds with others through empathy and connection. It's a vital part of your mental health toolkit. It genuinely helps build a more positive outlook, a more resilient mindset for navigating whatever life throws your way.
If today's deep dive has shown us anything, it's that these seemingly small shifts in focus can lead to really significant changes. If you're feeling inspired, just remember what we've discussed. Start small. Don't expect perfection. Be patient with yourself. Find a practice, just one maybe, that feels right for you. Because it really is like exercising a muscle. The more you do it, the stronger and more natural it becomes.
And that leaves us with a final thought, something for you to maybe mull over. If practicing gratitude consistently can change how you perceive your past and your present, how might it fundamentally alter the way you approach and experience challenges in the future? Could it transform those future obstacles, maybe making them feel less like daunting roadblocks and more like opportunities for new kinds of grateful discoveries?